Jasmine Crockett didn't think this through.
This administration is criminalizing legislative oversight, and the Republicans on this committee are helping them to do so.
During a House hearing, Jasmine was pulling all sorts of mental gymnastics, running cover for New Jersey Democrats. But Jeff Van Drew wasn't having it, and he played a series of clips exposing her entire narrative.
From New York to California, local politicians are actively working to undermine federal immigration enforcement. And we're going to play a quick video now showing this.
And today, we're covering it all. By the way, we just launched this channel, and we'll focus solely on debates. So, if you believe that truth isn't partisan, hit that subscribe button, and let's jump right into it.
This administration is criminalizing legislative oversight, and the Republicans on this committee are helping them to do so. Rep. McIver didn't engage in interference. It was ICE that engaged in interference while members of Congress attempted to conduct legitimate oversight of ICE facilities. Everyone, whether you are American or not, should be deeply disturbed and worried about Trump's abuse of power. They're attacking universities for teaching things they don't like. They're attacking law firms for representing clients that they don't like. This hearing and these charges are an attempt at political intimidation. The three members in Newark were exercising their constitutional duties to check an out-of-control executive branch. This entire situation happened because of the unjust arrest of Mayor Baraka.
For context, this issue is far more complex than Jasmine is making it seem. It all started after the Trump administration awarded the GEO Group a 15-year contract to reopen Delaney Hall, which is a privately owned 1,000-bed immigration detention facility. New Jersey Democrats immediately tried to block it, organizing protests outside the building, and things escalated from there. Newark's mayor, along with the 3 House Democrat members of Congress, attempted to force their way into the facility. That incident led to the mayor's arrest and Representative LaMonica McIver being charged, after a video showed her shoving a law enforcement officer. These are still matters of ongoing litigation. So you might be wondering, why is all of this important? I'll let Jeff Van Drew do the explaining.
The American people made their choices overwhelmingly clear by rejecting these chaotic and terrible policies. They removed President Biden and Border Czar Harris and gave Republicans control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And now, President Trump is back in office and finally doing what should have been done years ago, restoring order, rebuilding capacity, and demanding accountability. But he inherited a system that has been pushed past its breaking point. ICE has more than 7.6 million aliens on the non-detained docket, up 135% since the day that Biden took office. Agents are scrambling to track dangerous individuals who should have been deported long ago. Right now, ICE needs more detention space than it ever did. But the same voices that created this chaos are now trying to shut down the very detention facilities that are needed to fix it.
And that's where the hypocrisy shows. After what happened at Delaney Hall and other ICE detention centers, DHS issued a new directive requiring a minimum 7-day advance notice to schedule a visit to facilities absent authorization by the secretary. In response, 12 House Democrats sued the Trump administration, and interestingly enough, they complained about ICE using field offices to detain non-citizens, admitting there's a lack of capacity at other facilities. So, they know the space problem exists, but they didn't want to open Delaney Hall? Why? Because shutting it down gives them something to protest and rage about. Jeff then rolled a series of clips that put this all into perspective, showing just how far some Democrats are willing to go on this issue. And in those clips, you can clearly see the moments tied to the charges Representative McIver is facing now.
From New York to California, local politicians are actively working to undermine federal immigration enforcement. Perhaps the most egregious effort is in my home state, the great state of New Jersey. And we're going to play a quick video now showing this.
An ambulance there apparently turned away at the ICE detention center in Newark.
We've seen at least 2 ambulances try to pull into this ICE detention facility here in Newark, New Jersey, and they turned that ambulance away.
The detention facility holds members of MS-13, murderers, arsonists, drug traffickers, American killers.
We want freedom. Free our people. This is sacred ground. Free our people. This is not a legal facility.
Yep. And the government's case against McIver looks solid. She's already tried to get it dismissed 3 separate times, but the judge wasn't buying it, saying the video evidence provided to the court reveals that in her brief interaction with the officer, the defendant was not engaging in cognizable legislative activity. And that's a valid point, because since when did shoving a law enforcement officer and causing a scene become part of congressional oversight? In fact, I'd say that the Democrats would win more public support by simply asking important questions calmly instead of turning everything into a spectacle. But honestly, that's the modern day left for you. All show, zero substance. Jeff used the opportunity to expose his former party's plan with such tactics. And let's just say he went all out on them.
From the moment Delaney Hall was reauthorized to operate as a detention facility, it has been under constant, relentless political assault. Local officials have used inspections, lawsuits, and bureaucratic hurdles as weapons. Outside of the facility, there have been coordinated protests led by political figures, including Newark, New Jersey's own mayor, who publicly vowed to, quote, padlock the building if necessary, and declared that immigration enforcement of criminals is not welcome in his city. This isn't oversight. That's not oversight. That's obstruction. There's a big difference. On May 9th, the tension culminated in a shameful display by the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, and members of Congress who stormed into the facility without clearance, without following protocol, and physically disrupted law enforcement operations. They cursed at staff. They shoved past security. They assaulted federal law enforcement officers. And for what? To free whom?
That's the real question. For whom exactly? No one is arguing against the importance of ensuring human dignity or due process. But the current push for stricter enforcement didn't come out of nowhere. For 4 years, the border was effectively unchecked, and millions of people entered without proper vetting. No country, no matter how wealthy or stable, can absorb that kind of influx without consequences. Eventually, public services feel the pressure, communities feel it, and the system starts cracking. That's exactly what we saw under Biden. And if anyone still has doubts about it, just look at the reality some European countries are facing nowadays. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the story. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, keep thinking.